in the
And
UK.
we're live.
A moment of silence for our dead homie.
It's Groundhog Day.
My floor is going to be destroyed. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Revolver Live, the gaming podcast that says forget the past. The future belongs to the nerds. I'm the Beastly Gamer, joined by two of the coolest guys in podcasting. I'm wondering if I'm being punked live, but probably not. I say two of the best guys because, unfortunately, Gary Diaz was unable to make the show today. He has previous obligations of rescuing cats from trees in the UK. And as we mentioned pre-show, they're not called cats in the UK. They're called Skeksis. So Gary will be back next week, but until then, we have to settle for Briar Rabbit. What's going on, man?
Dude, I'm actually really excited for this week. So usually I talk about what happened last week. This week I'm going to talk about what's coming in the next coming week. So this week in Destiny, we had the faction rally. Next week in Destiny, not the week coming up, but like the week after, we have Iron Banner, which I am actually really excited about because I really like Iron Banner because it adds a bunch of players to the pool of, possible Destiny Crucible players. But this week, there ain't shit happening in Destiny, so I'm not playing any Destiny this week. I'm going to do, every day this week, I'm going to do different kinds of games on stream. And I'm really looking forward to the games that I've kind of selected for the week. And I've got a list, and I'm bringing it up right now. One of them, the first one I'm going to do is a VR Battle Royale game called Standout. So imagine playing PUBG back in March when it was all buggy and shit, but now in VR.
What?
So I'm actually really looking forward to this. Like, but remember when PUBG wasn't really that polished?
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty fucking
Is it
janky.
polished now?
I mean,
comparatively,
it's really
still a polished turd.
Yeah. Put Vaseline on a turd, yeah.
Like, this game, it's called Standout. It looks exactly like PUBG.
Really?
But you play it in VR. There's some differences. Like, you actually have to, like, when you pick up weapons, you can't just hit tab. You got to actually like lean down and pick up a weapon, lean down, pick up a magazine. You got to load it into your gun. You got to cock your gun, and then you aim down sights. Like the sights have magnification and everything. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. Also, I don't know if you guys have seen Bridge Constructor Portal Edition. So it's a Bridge Constructor game, which I don't know if you guys have ever heard of. I never heard of it before, but it's like a Portal themed, like Portal from Valve themed game. I'm really looking forward to this. I actually watched the Giant Bomb.
Way to go, Briar.
Yeah, Giant Bomb. Quick look at this game, and I fell in love with it. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then the Sea of Thieves beta comes out, so we're gonna be playing that. And I know that DCP will be doing that on Wednesday night, and I'm hoping that we can get the Revolver crew together on Thursday or Friday to do that. So I'm taking a Destiny break for a week until the Iron Banner comes out. And we're going to do just a bunch of other random games. I'm really looking forward to it.
That sounds really incredible to me. To me, that's the direction that VR needs to go. Standout. I know there's no chance of me ever playing that on the console. I'm sure you're playing it on HTC Vive. And does it have full locomotion? You're able to move around that way, no teleporting?
Full locomotion.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
That sounds like a great direction to go for VR.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real fucking hot mess. It should be fun to watch.
Probably. Well, thank God you got a PC that's capable of running hot messes properly, right? Shit, my hot mess would be a hot mess. Wilson, how you feeling this week, brother? What's going on with you?
Feeling good, man. It's been a roller coaster of emotions for me this week. As we all know, Faction Rally wasn't the greatest success that we had all kind of hoped for. There was some cool stuff to do. I ended up getting a full set of armor with ornaments on one of my characters before I lost total interest in wanting to do any of it. But I have been I want to play Destiny so much, man, and I want to play PvP, and it's just really rough, like solo queuing, going in and not being able to communicate with your team and stuff like that. And so I've just been like kind of super bummed out, man, that I haven't been able to play some Destiny. And I understand why the player population is leaving in, packs and herds. They're just rolling out, because the changes aren't coming as quick as people wanted. But I will say I've been having a lot of fun playing Overwatch. There's never a shortage of players on Overwatch. So that's always been fun. And the Overwatch League, which we'll get into, has been really awesome to watch. Like just like I said, we'll get into it. It's been kind of a good thing for me this week.
On Tuesday?
Oh man,
some Overwatch going?
Dude, I'm
awesome.
totally down for that. That'd be a lot of fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah. But like I was feeling when the faction rally came out on Tuesday, like I was super bummed about it. And I kind of hopped in with Briar and Gary and kind of vented a little bit off stream. And it was nice because at the end of that gaming session, I was feeling much better about the whole thing because, I had friends and we were laughing and having a good time and stuff like that. And it did kind of make me realize like the core element of the game is friends. And there's not a lot of them around anymore. So it's very tricky.
You guys mentioned to me pre-show that some of the premier Destiny communities are considering moving on to other games. Would you guys like to elaborate for our viewers on that?
Today I watched a video by Holtzman, who I do the Destiny community podcast with. He's like, well, it's not a whole lot for me to talk about, so I'm going to probably be doing like Magic the Gathering and shit like that on my YouTube channel. Dado, a huge community leader, basically, like he's like, there's just not a whole lot to talk about, so I'm going to be talking about other things. I've pretty much not done YouTube videos about Destiny in months. Like
since your test video, but it was something.
If I got something to say, I'll do it. But for the most part, like I can't do daily content about Destiny because there's just nothing to talk about, really. Unless you just want to shit on the game every day, which I'm sure would make you a lot of money.
Yeah. There's a lot of people.
It would get old really fast too.
There's a lot of people moving on. Gathalion announced that he wasn't going to base his channel around Destiny anymore. And
thing is though, Wilson, is that when I play that game, I play it on stream and I have a good time. When I play it with you, I have a good time. When I play it with Gary, I have a good time. I know the PvP isn't where we want it to be at, but I do have a good time when we play PvP. I did not have a good time in Trials. That was fucking craziness. Like was, like corner camping.
7,000 people on PC entered Trials this weekend.
Yeah, that's not a lot of people. But
6,500 of which are account recoveries.
What I am really looking forward to Iron Banner because I do think that the loot of Iron Banner will probably draw people into the Crucible. The last Iron Banner event I had a ton of fun in, so I'm hoping that the Iron Banner event is going to be a good time.
I unfortunately am unable to catch a lot of you guys' streams, but you said you played Trials, and it sounded like you guys got shat on. What happened?
Oh, yeah, we got shat on.
Rough out there on PC. The player population is just so low. It's just like the top 1%.
So you're playing the same team over and over and over again.
Not even necessarily, just really good teams that play mouse and keyboard way more than I do. So
they've got the strategies that are built to win too, and I'm not good against good people. I'm good against really shitty people.
You're an honest motherfucker, man.
Like I can throw up big scores against chumps, man.
Right.
But you put me against people who know how to retreat and maximize, and I just get shit on because I'm just way too aggressive and I'm way too ADD. Right? Wilson's seen me do it. Wilson will be like, "You're all alone, Briar. You're all alone, Briar."
Sometimes
it's like a broken record.
Sometimes that happens though because of spawn flips. You know what I mean? So we died, but you didn't. So sometimes that's not even your fault. You know what I mean? That's just me being like, hey, if you could make it back, that'd be cool.
Well, my favorite thing to do is just rush at the enemies and try and make a big play happen. Maybe a big play is going to happen. Maybe I'm going to get shit on. And obviously, there's more likely going to be a big play if I'm playing against chumps.
That's great.
I feel you, Briar. Shit happens, man. Better luck next time.
Right.
For me, this week has been a little bit different than usual. You guys know Kate and I recently completed Final Fantasy 12. That was about a week and a half ago. And upon her playing that with me, we made an agreement that I would go back to The Witcher and play through that. She already completed the game.
I just fell in love with your wife.
Yeah, she called me. She played it 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years. It's been a long time since she played it. And she used to always call me a little bitch for walking away from the game to play something else. Yeah, she's right. She's watching right now. So she loves you too. Yeah. And so we're playing it now, and the thing that's really aggravating me is we're about 23 hours in. She's about an hour or two further than me because I took a nap today, and she stayed in here and breastfed and played. But the thing that's irritating me is I'm this far into the game. I'm like level 10, And I got further the first time I played the game. So I want to know what fucking game it was that got me off of all this time I spent previously in the game that made me walk away from it, because it's like I've gotten so far.
Did you buy it brand new?
Yeah, I bought it new.
So that was what, in like the spring of
2015?
15.
Last of Us.
It could have been. I mean, honestly, you were high on The Last of Us at the time.
The Last
That's
of
what
Us.
it was, wasn't it? You're busy spreading bitch bombs all over the goddamn place.
Yes, I was.
Bitch bombing fools.
So this time, Briar, what I'm seeing about this game is, I was doing a lot of comparisons because I did play, quite a few hours previously years ago to Horizon Zero Dawn. But from what I'm seeing right now, and the amount of quests and side quests you could do and the degree of intricacy to each one, you talked about this before you beat the game. There are so many quests, and they're not like fetch quests. You actually got to go and see all this stuff. I just did the Bloody Baron quest. I completed that the night before last, and it took quite a few hours to get completely done with it, find his wife Annabelle, all this stuff. And I was like, this is not even a main quest. What is this game made of?
No. It's crazy.
So good.
Then the Bloody Baron comes back for another quest that's, I think, almost even better, to be honest.
Yeah, when he wants to go get his wife. Yeah.
I love that that little arc of storytelling through that particular
and
game,
you got all the
Bloody
stuff
Baron.
Siri going on, and
He reminds me of Robert Baratheon from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's a flawed character. He means well. Like I always feel like the Bloody Baron means well.
He does.
His voice
he's so flawed. And then it's interesting that they put you in a position too as a player to kind of judge him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, I don't know what to think. It's like I can understand why he made the decisions he made.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't necessarily agree with the decisions he made, but like the writing's so well done that you can definitely understand why he did what he did.
It was a look, and I'm sorry, this is kind of going off into the weeds, but this was a perfect storm of negativity, the perfect storm of bullshit that happened to this guy. Wife cheated on him. He started to make love to the bottle. Being very mean and aggressive towards his wife and his daughter. All these things happened, and the way that they unfolded after he told the true story, and I went and talked to his daughter and heard her story, I couldn't really blame the guy. I couldn't blame the wife. I just felt bad for everybody involved. I was
everybody,
like, a horrible. And the point is, I think this game is probably going to last me like 2 or 3 months.
Basically, I've been playing it for like 2 years.
Same. And then I got it on PC and I had to start all over again.
I got all the DLC, right?
Yeah,
I got
DLC.
And every time I turn on, all the DLC pops up that I have, and I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be insane.
The Blood and Wine DLC is spectacular.
Wow,
Spectacular.
Okay.
What's the first DLC called? The second one is Blood and Wine. I don't remember the first one's
Can't
called.
remember.
Somebody on chat will tell me, but the first one's really good, but it's a little more lighthearted. The second one, it feels, you know how when you're playing through the story, you go to like different places, like you go to like the Viking kind of place, and you go to, it feels like a whole nother place. Like, it's really cool. It's unbelievable. Heart of Stone. Yeah, that's right. The first one's called Heart of Stone. God damn, that game is so good. I didn't want to finish that game. I didn't want to finish it. I just wanted to do side quests until like there's.
To be totally honest, I don't know if I can. I don't want to play anything else because the story's got me. I want to know what's going to happen with this character and these other characters.
Yeah, so, Yennefer is I think a very good character as well.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So that's kind of been my week, and it'll probably end up being the next couple of weeks for me. But other than our Revolver plays. And with that said, for the people who are new to the show, which I'm sure there are some out there, Revolver Live is a gaming podcast with 6 revolving topics. You can be a part of the show by submitting your topics for consideration at revolvergamescast@gmail.com. That's revolvergamescast@gmail.com. We go live every Sunday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/BriarRabbit. That's twitch.tv/BriarRabbit. The videos then shared on YouTube at Briar Rabbit's YouTube channel and my YouTube channel, Beastly Gamer. If you're unable to see the live feed or the video format, check us out in podcast form on Podbean, iTunes, or your favorite podcast service provider. And with that, welcome to Revolver Live, the Gary-less episode. Let's try to make it fun. No Gary, so it's not going to be as good as it could have been.
The difference between a normal episode and tonight's episode is we're all going to leave here feeling good about ourselves.
You know what? I'm down.
Okay, USA.
So
Yo,
we got
we got some very important business to take care of here.
We do.
Yeah.
And
I hope you guys came prepared too.
oh, I came prepared. We have undertaken the Lunchables challenge. So each of us has gone to the grocery store or the local purveyor of not so fine goods and picked up.
Don't piss off Wilson now.
Picked up a Lunchable. So Beasley, what'd you get for a Lunchable?
Oh, so the black guy got to go first, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I got
the Lunchable fully loaded turkey and cheddar sub sandwich.
That's uploaded.
Uploaded.
Yeah.
Wilson knows. You get your vernacular right when you're talking about Lunchables. Shit.
So that's a 6-inch turkey and cheddar sandwich. Okay.
Wow, well done.
I also went with the uploaded.
Whoa!
I
got a little spendy at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It was an extra $1 to get the uploaded, but I thought it was worth it because I went with the 6-piece chicken dunks. Because I'm gonna dunk on this challenge. That's what I'm saying.
Damn, you guys are good. I went with some classics here. We got we got your ham and cheddar. You know what
Wilson,
I'm saying?
as opposed to going to the grocery store, had to go all the way to the fridge to get his Lunchables.
You got that right.
And we've got pepperoni and mozzarella.
Pepperoni and mozz.
And what you do is you pick two at a time. So I could have pepperoni and ham and cheddar, or pepperoni, ham, and mozzarella.
So you're
Mix and
creating
match.
like this Lunchable chimera. You're crossbreeding your Lunchables.
Alchemy. It's
as Alex Jones would
edible
say,
alchemy.
creating a chimera of pig and man, or of.
This is the plan of the globalists.
The global elite.
Yeah.
So we're gonna open up these Lunchables and we're gonna give them a shot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't understand how chicken dunks are gonna be any good fucking ice cold. I think this is a poor fucking idea.
See, the originals, I'm already into mine, and I'm ready to eat.
We got Kraft mayonnaise. We got
At first, I was
Pringles.
thinking I got a good value. I'm like, this is a lot of food. It's heavy, but no, there's
It's a
actually
bottle of
10
water in
fluid
there.
ounces of water in here. But
Bottle of damn water.
there is some Kool-Aid to put into your water. Why couldn't they just give you the Kool-Aid instead
They
of?
knew that. They knew there was going to be a black guy who bought this, Brian.
they
Kool-Aid.
couldn't
Shit.
remix the Kool-Aid. Like what the fuck?
Because it's fun, Briar.
I know that at least there's something in here that I'll eat because there's Pringles.
All right, so I'm already going in here. I'm already mixing and matching here.
I don't know how cold chicken dunks are gonna be any good. Like I
It'd be
can't not
amazing.
imagine.
If you talk to my kids about it, Brian, they'll explain to you how they're magical somehow.
Really?
Yeah.
Kids eat the chicken dunks?
Nova and Nina will eat anything with Lunchables insignia on it and claim it's a godsend.
Really?
Smart
So-
kid.
Yeah, they're going to grow up and be just like Wilson.
Oh, I do have some Kraft original
Kick
barbecue
ass.
sauce.
Okay, so yeah. Pringles. We got look like a hot dog bun, but you turn it over, it's a hoagie bun. Look at this shit.
So I was talking to my wife about this. I'm like, I might need you to microwave the Lunchables for me when it's time to do the Lunchable thing. She's like, you don't microwave it. It's supposed to be served cold. I'm like, but it's chicken fucking nuggets. You don't eat chicken nuggets cold.
Never had
Like-
fried chicken cold?
Somehow,
It's the best.
I was
Great.
like, I was kind of disgusted by eating microwave chicken nuggets, and got more disgusted by having to eat them cold.
You know,
I'm
something
dunking
happened
my
to me.
dunks.
Something happened to me this week that was Lunchables related. We
That's
plug our
gross.
Twitter from
That's
time. We
gross.
plug our. No, you're not feeling it,
No,
Briar.
it's gross. It's like
This
it's
is the greatest
soggy.
moment in Revolver history.
It's soggy and it's cold and it flavorless.
Is it real white meat chicken?
I don't know if it's
Did you put
chicken
barbecue
related.
on it?
It's not even called chicken. It's called dunks.
Did you put?
It's
Any
named after a
condiment?
basketball, and it kind of tastes like one.
Did you put any condiments on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the.
Ooh,
This
that
is-
barbecue sauce.
Oh man.
Can I see that one more time? That barbecue sauce?
Yeah, man.
Ooh, that is an interesting caramel color.
This seems like something you get in jail. Not that I've been in a jail, but it just seems like the kind of stuff you get.
Here's the thing, okay? We had an encounter with Lunchables this week on social media.
That's right.
We what was it? A man with no name was tweeting us and was asking about Lunchables, and I tagged at the real Lunchables, to which they responded, "We appreciate your inquiry. We get too many of these to possibly honor all of them. Thank you so much, and have a nice day."
Wow.
So we pretty much
gave us the brush off.
They pretty much gave us the fuck you.
Mm.
But that's not stopping us here. Briar's case on the chicken dunks is not helping us get a sponsor, though. However, I'm
It
pretty
sure
happy.
isn't.
Look, I'm not going to come up here and promote
vanilla
something.
cookies. Look at that.
That
Look
I
at
don't
They're
believe
like
in.
Vanilla Oreos.
See that?
Ooh, that looks. Let me see that Kool-Aid again.
That looks like the real shit.
That looks.
It is the real shit.
That
That's not
looks
the stuff you
rich.
get from Aldi's, man. That's the real deal. Holy smokes! I should have got something that I didn't have to build like a transformer. Now I literally feel like my kids having to put this damn sandwich together. But it looks okay.
You ruined that water. I put the Kool-Aid single in it. The tropical punch. It doesn't taste very good though. It doesn't taste like what I remember Kool-Aid being.
I don't think there's enough water to Kool-Aid ratio there. Beasley, you're digging in, man. How is it?
Yeah, how's that sandwich?
I'm still thinking about it, Wilson. For the bread to be in this box and to somehow still feel this fresh, I feel like it's magic.
It is.
Well, Pringles are good. They taste just like Pringles.
Really?
Good. Name brand Pringles.
Yeah. Name brand.
So this will be the first segment of Revolver Late Lunch. The fucking...
We should have put this in casual eating or public eating category. Those chicken nuggets are really fucking foul. I gotta say, like they're really shitty. Like I kind of pictured them being bad, but like, well, maybe they've like adjusted the formula on these chicken dunks. Considering that you're gonna eat them cold. No, they just taste like cold fucking chicken nuggets. Like imagine you bought chicken nuggets 2 days ago, put them in your fridge, and then ate them. Like that's it.
Here's the thing, all right? I feel like Lunchables, even though Briar's kind of tearing them down right now,
yeah,
I feel like would be a fantastic sponsor. And this is why. Because we could partner them with Bag of Dicks to where every Lunchables could come with a little tiny bag of dicks.
I like it. Look, I got a couple of Hershey Kisses in mine. And I got to say, Hershey Kisses are nice, It's a nice surprise. I'd rather have a dick.
Me too.
I would rather have a dick than a kiss.
Plus, one Hershey's Kiss is about 8 dicks. Come on, where's the quantity at?
Suddenly, your reports of your dick size really have me wondering. Like, measurements all off here.
Yeah. So the sandwich I'm done with. I got about 3 or 4 bites in. It does taste like jailhouse food. The stuff that wake you up in the morning. They give you that concoction of shit that looks like coffee, and then the sandwich.
Surprisingly, I've never been to jail. I know you'd never get.
These are
Here's the thing though. At 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, when they give it to you, it's delicious. It's the closest thing you have to freedom. Right there is that piece of toast that you can throw against the wall and watch it shatter into a million pieces.
Sound like you know what to do in jail, Wilson. I love it. So
I should just make prank phone calls on the thing if I ever.
This is your local county jail. Prisoner name. Please, Mom, answer.
Call anyone.
Well, suddenly, I am very happy that Lunchables has decided not to get a sponsorship with us. I gotta say,
you guys aimed too high, man. You pulled an Icarus, man, and flew way too close to the sun. You're going out there like, let's be real. Lunchables doesn't do legit food right. You're not gonna have a Thanksgiving Lunchable. Maybe I would.
It might be a good idea though, Wilson.
What? The originals.
Lunchables Thanksgiving dinner.
The originals
Yeah.
right here are just absolutely fantastic. It's really hard to fuck up a piece of cheese, a thin slice of meat, and a knockoff Ritz cracker.
Maybe that was my
Yeah,
problem.
you're right.
I went too high end with my Lunchable. I went with the uploaded. I should have just gone basic bitch Lunchable.
Should have downgraded. Should have
I'm guilty.
downloaded.
I'm guilty too, Briar. You know, I was standing in the local Walmart looking at these things. They got 400 different Lunchables now.
Right.
Then they got something called Stackables underneath, which is like a knockoff Lunchable. And I'm just looking, and I was like, well, they got these fucking uploads. These must be for adults. It looks like a real sandwich.
I feel like as I've grown, I've uploaded. And I want my Lunchable to upload with me.
Yeah.
It speaks to me as a YouTuber. I upload all the time.
Yeah, so right. So true.
Well, I used to.
But I think Wilson did take the right course here. He got the classic that you can't fuck up. And in fact, he got 2 classics. So you win this first round of Revolver Late Lunch. Brunch, lunch, dinner. And so this week we got a really exciting show for you guys. We tried to pull together some mediocre topics to keep our fan base laughing. And so we're going to go ahead and get started with the very first topic of today's show, which is Overwatch League and its success. And this is Mr. Wilson's topic. Would you like to get started?
Yeah, man, absolutely. That Lunchable got me like, whoo. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Overwatch League is a big hit. We've got 5 weeks, Wednesday through Saturday, with playoffs, grand finales, and an all-star weekend to come after the 5 weeks, the 5-week prelims, or whatever you want to call it. There's 2 divisions and 12 teams. Some of the best players from all over. Just the best of the best. As far as I'm concerned, the production value and the announcer shoutcasting is fantastically done and extremely well with like few like those cringe moments that you normally get from like live video games.
The production value is insane, man. It looks so fucking slick, and they pulled announcers from like all sorts of other places. Like they kind of cherry picked like the best announcers from every other kind of like community around the web. It was very smart what they did.
It's really good. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, you guys remember that old movie, The Wizard? Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Basically just a
seminal classic.
Yeah, it's basically just a glorified Mario 3 commercial for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But that's what it reminds me of. Remember the kid goes up there and he's playing, and everyone's all, the crowd's going, there's lights, there's an announcer, and that's kind of what it reminded me of, but more modern, obviously. But have any of you guys been tuning in, and do you share the same feeling of this being a huge success, and do you guys have a favorite team?
I don't have a favorite team yet. Like, usually I choose these things regionally, and there's a Boston team, and I believe there's a New York team that are close to me. So I'll kind of steer toward one of those two. But one of the things I really like about the league is that they've gotten rid of like branding. So you're not going to see like an Optic, team, even though they own a team. What you're seeing is, I can't remember, are they Houston or?
There's a Houston team and there's a Dallas team, and of course there's like 3 LA teams.
Yeah, I think there's Houston. I think the Optic team, the guys who own Optic own the Houston team, and it's called like Houston, whatever their name is. And I like that because they've branded the teams toward regions like you would see in baseball or NHL or in sports, in real sports. So that when hopefully what happens is you grip onto a team that like is your regional team, right?
Smart.
Also, they've positioned it so that player contracts are a little more long-term and a little more, hopefully, long lasting, so that like you'll see the same players on your team for the entire season instead of seeing mid-season roster changes all the time, which is really interesting. The game is fun to watch. It's like once I decide on a team, like I will support that team. It'll probably be Boston, but it might be New York. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh shit!
I gotta get used to like the players, and I gotta get used to like the team's attitude and all that stuff. I hate supporting assholes. So I want to make sure I'm not supporting no asshole.
Oh, so you support dicks, but you hate at okay. Oh,
yeah, that's right. That's true, actually.
You don't always go together.
Yeah, right? As much as you think they would go together all the time.
Thank God I just ate. All right, so for me, I haven't had a chance to see it. I want to tell you guys real briefly why, and this probably will explain to a lot of people why I'm not as involved in a lot of the streaming that happens with the community. My job is an hour away from my house, and so I leave here every morning at 5:30. I get out of work at 3:30, and then it's about an hour and a half drive home because of the traffic. So normally I get home around 5 o'clock. And so when I finally
you leave for work at 4:30 in the morning?
5:30.
Okay. So what time do you wake up?
I get up at 5:10.
Oh, you're out of the house in like 30, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
What's your poop situation like? When do you poop?
Man, I'm regular like a goddamn clock, Briar. I can poop right now if I want to. Anyway, look.
Well, that's not regular. If you can poop on command, that's not regular. Pooping at the same time every day, now that's regular. My question is, do you poop before you go to work?
On
occasion. You poop before you go to work, or do you? More specifically, actually, do you poop before you shower? Because that's perfect world, perfect day for this rabbit is you poop, then you get in the shower.
Yeah, well,
right, and then you're clean for the day.
No. See, this is my routine. This is my routine, and it might be weird to some people. Anytime I poop, anytime I get in the shower. So unless there's an emergency,
wait, you poop anytime you get in the shower?
God damn it, Briar!
What do you do,
Let me tell my story. you piece of shit. Anyway, so forget the shitting, okay? Because
Briar that's important shit, man.
He doesn't derail my little. God damn it! Eat a Pringle, Briar. Anyway.
Inquiring minds want to know. You're waking up at 5. Look, all I'm saying is this weekend, right? I had a photo shoot that was an hour away. I had to wake up at 5:30. And my main concern when I wake up at 5:30 is I want to poop before I leave the house because I don't want to poop when I get to the photo shoot, right? Like I don't want that kind of burden on my day. I was just curious, how do you get that shit done? You're not a coffee drinker either.
No, I'm not a coffee drinker.
See, that'll help,
man.
That helps. When I have my coffee, that is the pinnacle, the point of which everything else happens.
I take fiber supplements every day. I eat oatmeal for breakfast every morning at work.
Oh,
okay. So
any wheats?
Are you pooping at work?
Quaker oats. No.
Are you getting the paid poop?
Man,
hey, nothing wrong with the paid poop, man. A lot of people do it.
Look, I'm one of those guys. You might see me driving home, and you think I just murdered somebody because I'm holding it in. Okay, shit.
Oh. Do you have you don't like to poop in public? Or are you a little poop shy?
No, I'm not poop shy. I work at a listen, man. I don't want to go in there and some of these guys at my job, they get talkative. They see your shoe, they know who you are. They sit down, start asking you about shit, and you say, "Hey, look, motherfucker."
I want my new sub alert to be, "No, I'm not poop shy."
Yeah. Somebody clip that.
Yeah, please.
Tweet it to Briar Rabbit.
Damn it, bro. You done fucking flipped it upside down and spun it around. So the point of my conversation is by the time I get home, it's like 5:30.
Right, and you gotta poop.
And if I gotta poop, that's first. Sometimes I get home, I get out of the car and go straight to the bathroom. Bathroom, boom, shower, boom, I'm set.
Yeah.
But at that moment, when I'm finally done, I either go in the living room and I'll sit down and turn on the switch, or I
think of the spring in your step all day though. If you poop in the morning, like all day, you're walking throughout your day without that load on your bowels.
Yeah, but I don't wake up in the morning and feel my bowels just aching to let it loose. I'm on a pretty good schedule. I usually have a bowel movement in the later afternoon, and then I take my shower, and then I'm set. That's how it normally works.
We're not saying we wake up because we have to shit. My body isn't like, yo, you need to wake up or you're about to shit the bed, literally. I wake up and my body's like, my body says, hey, it's time to do the daily thing. It is like clockwork for me. It is like clockwork.
I gotta pee when I wake up. I don't have to poop.
Me too. I have to pee when I wake up.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it just both happen. But anyway, back to Overwatch League.
God damn it, Brian.
So which is what we're doing here. there's been some interesting facts going around about Overwatch League. Overwatch League claims more viewers than Thursday Night Football, with an average of with an average of 280,000 viewers per minute, with 437,000 concurrent viewers tuning in for Overwatch League. That's almost 500,000 people, which I don't know, man. I've read a few articles that might be bullshit.
Question.
But it depends on who was playing on Thursday night.
Watching this league, has that improved your play style at all?
It makes
you play as Hanzo, correct?
I do play as Hanzo, and my favorite, I wouldn't say team. My favorite team is definitely Soul Dynasty, because they've
best uniform.
Skill level Asian, man. Those guys are just on a whole new level. That's not a dig. That is a boast. Those guys are on some next level shit, man, because that's all they do all day, and they get paid for it. If we had that opportunity here to where we had, like in Korea for when StarCraft was out, they basically had dorms, and they had people that would serve these players all day. They'd make them lunch. They'd do their laundry. They'd say, hey, what do you need done, out and about? We just want you playing this game and getting better at it. You know what I mean? Like,
what a dream.
So if we had that kind of opportunity, I'm sure. But like, Shanghai Dragons are cool because Hanzo Dragons, you know what I mean? Those are dope. But I'd have to say Siegel from Dallas Fuel, because he plays Hanzo, is probably my favorite player right now.
I've been asking Wilson about this all week. Like, you've been watching Overwatch? Like, what do you think about the Overwatch League? He's like, not enough Hanzo. That's been his answer all week. Yeah, exactly. Needs more Hanzo. And then when that guy came in and got an awesome clip, man, and it just makes me want to play Widow, man, because the Widow, she does her little James Bond retractable, thing, goes flying up in the air, gets a sky snipe, and everyone just goes absolutely insane. It's a live audience. They're very in tune with what's going on in the game and what makes a good play a good play. Like, you might see someone that just gets one pick and the crowd goes crazy. And what's so special about that pick? Well, that was their healer. You know what I mean? Now it's time to start digging in on their tanks. You know what I mean? Like, and the level of play that all these teams play at is just phenomenal. And it has, to answer your question, Beasley, yes. The thing I've learned the most from it is where they all set up when players are coming out of the beginning zone. Me and my team were overextending way too far on a few defense maps. You know what I mean? Wow. So that's helped us out. Lock down lanes a little better. I see someone do a flank and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. They sent their guys they sent their tanks up the middle. Genji came in on, whatever flank from the left and did his Yuji Yokeone or whatever he says and just starts, Ginsuing people up.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
So good.
I'm gonna find time. It's like, when I get here at the end of the day, I say I got 3 hours before I gotta get ready for the night. Do I want to play The Witcher? Do I want to play a video game, or do I want to watch somebody stream? And it's always I want to play a video game. So
what's nice about it, Beasley, though, is that it's on at night and it's on at the same time every night, so you can kind of have it on like while you're playing video games too. Like it's not. And then when ship starts popping off, or when like you come down to the final match,
I could stop and tune into it.
It gets pretty cool, and especially with a game like a Witcher, where you can totally pause the Witcher. Like you just like hit the pause button, like whoa, what's going on over here, and then you go back to the Witcher.
Yeah. I'll be checking it out this week for sure.
Well, they do like highlights and replays. You know what I mean? So if you are playing a game and you hear everyone going fucking crazy and you look over, they do it like they would on football, where they're like, oh, let's check that out again in slow motion, or whatever. And
the commentary is top notch. Right? Oh yeah.
I got a question for you guys though. What other games would you guys like to see done with this kind of a format? And I'm gonna say it because I can see it in Briar's eyes right now. Briar, look at me. I can see it, and I'm gonna say it for you. All right. Actually, on 3. You ready? We'll say it at the same time. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Destiny
Evolve. Oh.
He said Evolve. That was the biggest troll of the fucking show.
No, it's Destiny 2, man. I would love to see. This summer, with how successful the Destiny tournament was at Guardian Con, and seeing the crowd just get so excited watching that thing, man, I really thought like, oh man, if Bungie could like get like some kind of competitive thing going, and MLG is owned by Activision now. It just seemed like the cards were set up. Like they finally added public or private matches. Oh man, it's not too late for Destiny to have like a competitive scene, but man, they definitely took some steps backward. They definitely took some steps backward.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that would need to change.
It's a fun game to watch.
Yeah, there would be a lot of things that need to change. There would have to be some sort of true competitive mode that is interesting and people are still able to make. It doesn't have to be exactly like Overwatch, you know what I mean? Where you have tanks and healers and stuff like that. You know, just bring it back to the old format of, I mean, not really the old format, just some format where skilled players can shine and the skill ceiling is much, much higher and people can make good, exciting plays that people would love to watch. And that's what's been kind of like giving me those D2 blues lately, man, as I'm watching Overwatch League and I'm like, this isn't going to happen, but like, it'd be really cool if it did, or it'd be cool if like they kind of inch closer and closer to that. And maybe come Destiny 3, they'll finally have the freaking PvP formula close to right or something. But it's fun to hope, it's fun to imagine, and it would be really cool for something with Destiny like that. But I'm seeing some great answers in chat, you know, Fortnite, PUBG.
Yeah, those would be fun. I agree with Heavy Metal Mama. I think PUBG would be great, but the only issue is how could you videotape 100 people playing the game?
So they did it this summer, actually.
Very tough.
Yeah, they did it this summer, actually. Was it at Gamescom?
I believe
it
so.
It was Gamescom, yeah, because they did like loot crates to go along with it. And what they did is they had 100 computers in a room, like a big ass room, and they were all in like these cubicles that look like cinder blocks. Like it looked like a PUBG landscape where all the computers were. It was kind of actually cool. And then they were like kind of switching between like the players. They didn't do a great job of broadcasting it, to be honest with you. But I think they did do a good job showing that it could be broadcasted. Like they showed that the format could work in a tournament setting and that like it could be entertaining because they had tons of people watching, and they kind of fucked up. The cameraman was bad. Like he was just shitty. He just wasn't tuning in on the right like battles when they were happening. But I think it could be a thing.
Yeah, they have like a really nice spectator mode where you can view the battle and you see things that other players don't. So when a player walks behind a wall, you see the outline of that player with a tag and a name, maybe a color to specify what team they're on.
Gotcha.
Then they have an overhead map, with dots like corresponding colors to the team. You know what I mean? So they try to lay down this like isometric view of the battle that's going on. Sometimes they catch cool battles. Sometimes they don't. I think they need to have 10 spectators, 20 spectators in that match and be able to flip through them on the fly. Like, oh, okay, we got Summit 1G, over here getting ready to make a play. Boom. There's a spectator in Pachinki ready for the shit to go down. You know what I mean? And they do... Yeah. With a little tweaking, it can be done. And let's be honest, everybody rarely cares about the first 10 minutes of the match.
50 kills, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's just fucking chaos and RNG. And like, I mean, there are some interesting encounters, don't get me wrong. Those are some of my personal favorite encounters is when you're first dropping in and you're just...
It's one of the reasons I like to play with you so much is because you like to get it spicy right at the get-go. It's fun.
I do.
You know, like it's fun to drop into a hot zone and start fucking murdering right away. Sometimes, sometimes the cat shits on you. Sometimes you shit on the cat. You never know which way it's going to go, but it's fun either way.
Shitting on cats is fun. I mean,
it is fun.
Yes, winning PUBG matches is fun.
Sometimes you shit on the cat. Sometimes that cat scratches your ass. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, right. It's true, and I love that going into the school or like a high octane drop zone, winning it, getting all that loot, and then moving on to the next high. Those are really interesting to watch, man, live. And they do a lot of really cool charity events too, where they bring in a lot of big streamers and raise money for a good cause. So I mean, I'd like to see more of that, like more charity event streams and things like that, because people go fucking ham with donating for those things, and I love it. Yeah. What was it? AGDQ raised. Like $2.5 million or something.
Really? That much? That's amazing.
Or what was it? 1.5, 2. Let me look that up real quick.
Okay.
Let me look that up and I'll spit that out real quick.
Damn, that's a lot of money. Playing a video game and you get that much fan interaction is just fucking nuts.
I do highly suggest checking out that Overwatch League, though, at least just to see like the production values and the differences between what they're doing and what they've done, what like esports have done in the past. Like it's a pretty stark difference, and I think they're heading in the right direction to make something really lasting and sustainable.
Just shy of 2.3 million this year.
2.3.
Because they put sub only chat on, so if you wanted to troll chat and spam, you were either going to get banned or you had to pay for it first of all. You know what I mean? Because let's be real, the chat is always a freaking mess for that. So they put it on sub only chat. Some people thought that was a bad move, and I think this is one of their most successful years. So it was at their bits and regular donations and sub money. 2.3.
Huge success. I'd like to make a quick announcement for people watching. That's about as professional as this episode is going to get, because the rest of the topics are completely insane.
Batshit crazy topics we got going on.
We've got a lot of fun topics.
Gary's not here to restrain us. He's not here to like pull us back. He's like, before every show, Gary says,
don't do that.
Boys, no. You can't do that. Let's bunt. You can't hit a home run every show.
Yeah. We're going to fucking hit a home run today. No Diaz.
Save
Hashtag
some of
no
your
Diaz.
that English dignity. We got no dignity tonight. We're going for it.
We're going fucking balls to the wall.
What's
The
first?
very next episode is Marry, Fuck, Kill.
Yes.
Of course, this was a topic submitted by the Briar Rabbit.
Yeah,
and
let me bring it up.
this is a little bit different than what we've done before with kind of Marry, Fuck, Kill. He has a plethora.
I got some options. I didn't tie us to just one. The first one is going to be, it's kind of like a speed round of Marry, Fuck, Kill. So
and I want everybody in the comments to write your answer too in the comments here
absolutely.
on Twitch.
So the first one is the YouTuber edition. So hopefully everybody's familiar with these YouTubers. The YouTubers I have suggested for Marry, Fucking Kill are Boogie2988. You guys are, I'm sure, are all familiar. Keemstar, very famous, and Logan Paul, also very famous. So, guys, Marry, Fuck, Kill, Boogie, Keemstar, and Logan Paul.
I'm going to marry Boogie.
Because
I'm going to marry Boogie. It seems like great marriage material, in my opinion.
He's recently coming off a divorce, so he's available.
He's available, exactly. Keemstar, definitely having a one-night stand with Keemstar.
You want to fuck Keemstar?
Yeah, and Logan Paul, that's an easy one.
Kill him.
You're out of here, dude. You're out of here.
Wow.
I think that this first round is pretty easy, and I'm going to have to go probably the exact same way. Logan Paul is dead just for the shenanigans recently. Keemstar would be a good one-night fuck. I'm sorry, guys. They're pulling me into this shit, so I got to answer honestly. He'd be a good night fuck because not only would you get a good fuck, you get a lot of drama with it, right? It would be just a whole bunch of information coming your way during that fuck, and so you'd probably walk out smarter. And, of course, Boogie298, definite marriage material.
Yeah, I feel like you
Can
guys really nailed this one.
Can you see me and Boogie together in the bed? It'd be like two pigs fighting over a milk dud. It'd be crazy.
You know, Boogie's been losing some weight. He got that gastric bypass.
Good.
He's looking pretty good.
Looking healthy.
But I gotta agree with you. I gotta marry Boogie. He seems like a provider. He seems like a loving sort. I want to spend my life with Boogie. Keemstar, definitely feel like it'd be a wild night with Keemstar. And Logan Paul, I see no good points at all. So let's just kill him.
Harry Gal 42 said, "Who wouldn't want to fuck a gnome?"
All right, next up is the console edition of Marry, Fuck, Kill. So we're going Nintendo with the Switch. We're going Xbox with the Xbox, Microsoft with Xbox, and the PlayStation 4. So Marry, Fuck, Kill, Nintendo, Xbox, or PS4.
I would marry PlayStation, the PS4, of course. I actually have the shirt on today. I didn't know that was going to be a topic, but I'd marry the Sony because I feel like I have such a long history with them, and they matter so much to me. I think Nintendo would be a great one night stand. So Nintendo would be a great fuck. Just bring in Peach and Toadstool. Who knows what could happen there? And I'm sorry, but Microsoft, the Xbox would be dead. They'd be murdered.
So I'm going to agree with you on the Xbox front.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to disagree with you on the Nintendo PS4 front. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo is marriage quality. That's to bring it home to your mom. You know, it's going to be family, safe. It's going to be
no drama.
No drama. For
Everything
your mama.
works. Yeah.
Everything. It's predictable.
Mm-hmm. You know what you're getting.
It's loyal.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna provide it, not hide it. Most importantly, PlayStation though, they're a wild one night stand. Sony, you never know what they're gonna do next, man. You know, 1 minute they're doing PlayStation Move shit. You're doing all kinds of kinky yoga with PlayStation Move, and next thing you know, it's bondage. You're putting this thing on your head, and you can't. You know, you're looking around. You never know what's gonna happen when you have a one night stand with PlayStation.
Man, I couldn't disagree with you more, Wilson.
Oh,
for me, PlayStation 4 is old steady. Yeah, sure. She likes new things every once in a while. You know, she might throw a Move controller up your ass every once in a while. She might want to like throw a headset and blind, do it blind every once in a while. But for the most part, steady. You know,
yeah.
Providing games. She's gonna give you what you need in the long haul. Nintendo. That bitch is fucking crazy. You don't know what she's going to fucking do day to day. One day she's throwing out the Wii and you think, oh, this looks great. And then like 6 months later, you're like, this is fucking awful. And then next thing she's doing is throwing the Wii U. She's like, I just had this. Like, I don't want it anymore. Then she's like, you never know what this bitch is doing, but you definitely got to kill Xbox.
And Nintendo, Wilson, you take Nintendo. There's never like a cheap date night. Like you can get away with a cheap date night with PlayStation. You know, they have the flash sales every now and then. Things can get cheap. You might spend $30, $40, get 5 or 6. Nintendo, fuck that. They want the creme de la creme every single day. They want the highest, the most money they can get out of you. So that might be an issue for a long-term relationship.
You bring Nintendo out, and Nintendo's ordering the surf and turf and like a full bottle of wine, and then she's like, "What do you want to drink?"
Yeah, but Nintendo understands that I have a champagne taste on a beer budget. Right? They know this.
No, they don't.
No, they know it. They just don't care.
They just don't give a shit.
I mean? And that's how you get someone coming back.
I gotta
pretend you don't care.
I gotta read out what Harry Gal 42 said. She said it might be true because we've seen recent trailers from Nintendo. Nintendo will be putting cardboard up your ass.
See, you don't know what the fuck Nintendo's gonna do.
Wilson, I'm telling you, man, you gotta come back. You gotta come back.
Into that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm having a gamer identity crisis right now with all this, the Destiny 2 blues and all this stuff. I don't even know.
All right, here's something that'll cheer you up. The Action Star Edition. Yeah, to marry, fuck, kill Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, or Bruce Willis.
Why is Wesley Snipes not in here?
I mean, I can only pick 3.
Fair enough.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal.
No, Arnold, Stallone, Willis.
Yeah, those are the 3 big ones. Come on.
Okay.
Like, none of the people you mentioned are, like,
well, to me, 2
okay.
here drastically outshine 1. Go ahead, Wilson.
Are we talking we talking Rocky Stallone? Like
any Stallone you want. Any Stallone.
Or Judge Dredd.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Obviously, I need to hear you explain yourself. Which one of these doesn't hold up?
To me, I'm a child of the 80s, and Bruce Willis, of course, there's Die Hard, but you can't compare Die Hard
fucking
to
Die Hard, The Last Boy Scout.
The Last Boy Scout, to me, the good movies, right? The Jackal, the good movies, but to
Die
me,
Hard changed action movies forever.
Rambo, Commando, I mean, just go back. Schwarzenegger, come on, man. Even The Last Action Hero. I watched all his shit. And to me, I would marry Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. He's
because Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably not as big and burly as he used to be, but he can protect you. Plus, he knows politics.
Yeah, he's definitely sticking his dick in something else, though.
Yeah. I mean, just if you have a maid, it might be an issue in the future.
Kennedy couldn't keep him happy. You can't either.
You got that right. But it's just something. Can you imagine watching an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? It would just be the best night of your life. Stallone would have to be a power fuck because he's big and can you imagine how bad his English would get during the fuck? You wouldn't understand shit he was saying. But he's a great action star. I love his films, and I gotta have some hair. So Bruce Willis would he died.
Wow.
I gotta.
Ouch. That hurt.
As much as I love Stallone, man,
You got hair where it counts, okay?
I
Shit.
got an 86 Stallone, man. There was
Killing Stallone?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't practice safe sex. Remember that scene in Rocky where they asked him how he felt about condominiums, and he said, "I don't know, I don't use them."
You got a good point. You got a good point.
So as much as I would like to have him with his Judge Dredd outfit on, I got an 86 him. Bruce Willis, he's the one night stand. He's the one night stand I've been looking for.
Oh,
he's
man,
the party. He's the party, right?
Dude.
That's where you go for a party. He's Bruce Willis.
He's the party. Arnold, I'm marrying because it's fucking Arnold, man. He's the governor, dude.
I want to be the little spoon to Arnold's big spoon. Like,
Harry Gal's killing it. He said you can't kill Arnold because he'll be back.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
And Heavy Metal Mama Briar asked, why the hell isn't Bruce Lee in this conversation?
Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee would have got married. Fuck Arnold Schwarzenegger. Shit, I love Bruce Lee.
I think
the one who got away.
Wilson's lineup was perfect. You marry Arnold, you fuck Willis, and you kill Stallone. That's it. I mean, and I love Stallone. I love Stallone. I mean, he created Rocky. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But sorry, somebody had to die. All right, next up, we're going with the Joker edition. You got to marry, fuck, or kill one of these Jokers. And we're not talking about the actor, it's himself. We're talking about his Joker, okay? Jared Leto, Heath Ledger, Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right,
so, Jack Nicholson, I'm marrying.
Ooh. You're marrying? Where
why?
did he get those beautiful toys?
Yeah, where did he get those beautiful toys? I'm going to fuck Heath Ledger, and I'm going to kill Jared Leto. And I'm going to tell you why. Mm-hmm. Jack Nicholson's Joker, for me, was the seminal kind of experience of a child of the 80s when that film came out. It was just amazing to me. Heath Ledger is the premium Joker, but he's so fucking crazy. If you married him, you'd end up dead at some point. You would be you'd be dead. It's true. You can't have any pencils in the house. I mean, a world of trouble. A person just smiling at you while you sleep, you'd be dead. Uh-huh. And Heath Ledger was just a huge letdown in general.
What?
As to me, he was.
How dare you?
He killed himself, man. That was a letdown. Come on. When he killed himself, you weren't disappointed?
You want to see a magic trick? Tell me that was not the coolest fucking scene. It was a great scene. Movie.
It was a great scene.
Carried.
He should have come back. He should have not committed suicide so he could come back for another movie.
Terrible. It sucks. And that is what makes it a crying shame. But for me,
talk to me.
I'm going to kill Jack Nicholson for that motherfucker kills me.
Jack Nicholson ain't going to kill you.
Here's Johnny.
We're talking about the Joker. Look, he danced with Vicky Vale. And they danced around for a long time. He had the opportunity to hurt Batman, put on glasses that you won't hit a guy with glasses with. The guy's a fucking hoot to have around. He's not trying to kill anybody. If you sat and had a cup of coffee with Jack Nicholson's Joker, he'd probably cry and tell you his life story. Jared Leto is fucking insane. Heath Ledger would kill you. So, I mean...
Absolutely not. He is marriage material. He is one of the most handsome men to have ever graced this beautiful earth. And I wish I had hair like him. Jared Leto, I'm fucking for sure.
You make strong points. But I gotta go with Beasley. If I want to spend my life with the Joker, I want to spend my life with Jack Nicholson's Joker. He's gonna be that's gonna be the most fun Joker to spend my life with. Any three of these motherfuckers can kill me at any point. But if I'm gonna be spending my life with a Joker, taking my daily risk, right? Taking my life into my hands on a daily basis. Jack Nicholson's the way I want to go, but goddamn, I want to fuck Heath Ledger. Dude, it's fucking crazy. Jared Leto, completely forgettable. Let's kill him off. I don't care.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
We did Joker, so we got to do Batman now. We got Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, and Adam West. There's so many Batman. There's so many Batman I could have picked, but I figured.
Right.
I feel like these three were pretty good. So
we
got the Adam West one, the 60 version.
Who wants to go first?
You want to go first, Briar?
Sure, I'll go first. So, Michael Keaton. I'm sorry, but between Christian Bale and Adam West, I gotta let you go because I want to fuck Christian Bale Batman. Like Christian Bale Batman, man. Like he's got all the sorts of fucking cool shit going on. And Adam West, I'm marrying Adam West, man. Like he's the best. He's the best Batman. He's so fun.
That's bullshit.
No, Adam West Batman is going to be the most fun Batman. He's campy. He's going to keep you laughing. He's got a dangerous side, but he's also got a funny side. Like that's the long-term Batman
Dangerous
that
side
you
from
want.
the 60s does not jive well with the dangerous side for 2018. He'd lose a fight to a guard dog nowadays.
How many
Shit.
fights you getting in, man?
Shit,
This is
it's
a fucking
Batman.
Batman. Like we're not living in fucking Gotham. You
Batman
live in
gets
fucking
into
South
shit.
Carolina.
Batman walks into a grocery store and sees somebody talking shit, he's going to get involved. And so you want to have the right Batman in that situation. Okay? You don't want to get caught unawares
All right,
or get
let
your
me
ass
ask you this.
kicked.
Let me ask you this. When you're driving around town, which Batmobile do you want to be seen in?
Michael Keaton's Batmobile.
You're fucking crazy. You want to be in the fucking 60s fucking Adam West.
Bullshit.
It's a convertible.
I don't give a damn. That thing will turn into a taco if I got hit by an escort.
What a hot topic of debate. Holy shit. I think we opened a door here.
Keep it real.
I'm
You
not
marry-
talking about who the best Batman was. I'm just talking about who I'd fuck, marry, and kill.
I'm telling you who you fuck, marry, and kill, and I'm going to make
Uh-huh.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
You marry Michael Keaton. You marry Michael Keaton because not only is he a badass Batman who knows how to handle himself, he's also a funny person and he has a very emotional side. So you could sit with Michael Keaton at the end of a long day of him killing people and stringing them up and saying, I'm Batman. And he could sit there and have a nice dinner with you and you'd never even know how shitty his day at work was. Christian Bale,
Right.
great Batman, extremely great Batman, but it's like marrying someone from another country, and if they start arguing at you and calling you names and their, with their accent, like if a person, you son of a beach, and you're like, beach, that's by the sand. So if you hear him arguing at you and you get into it, and he starts talking in his Batman voice, you're gonna feel intimidated. So he could use that in a relationship to kind of get you into a subservient
I feel
situation.
the opposite, Beasley. I feel like if somebody starts yelling at me in a foreign language that I don't understand, that's like a free pass to not give a shit. Like,
Good point.
I don't
Or
even
just
understand
pretend
what
like
you're
they're not talking
saying.
to you.
I'm having a great day.
Yeah. Pretend like they're not talking to you.
That's not.
You
that's
might
not
be
really what I
yelling at
mean.
me for not taking out the trash, or you might be super excited about the shirt I'm wearing. I don't fucking know.
Dang.
So Christian Bale is a great Batman. That's who you
Yeah.
fuck. But you don't want to have to deal with that.
You're
mental.
killing Adam West?
Have to. He's just not. He's not macho enough.
I'm with you on that.
If I'm going to be with a Batman, it's going to be a Batman.
You
It's not gonna be-
sorry.
you hang out
Sorry.
with 60s Adam West, man, or 60s Batman, you are fucking all the time.
Dude, fucks.
Dude, you were Batman in the middle of the sexual revolution.
Yeah, I mean,
Sexual revolution? Is that a real thing?
listen, Briar, let's be totally honest because we know once you're married, the sex life declines.
Not if you marry Adam West.
It does say that the sexual revolution took place from the 1960s to the 80s.
Yeah. You know who was in Batman during the 1960s through 1980s? Christian Bale.
Here's the thing. I don't have a strong attachment to Adam West. I didn't like old Batman. Never
Me
liked
neither.
it as a kid. Was never a fan.
What?
It's too cheesy for me. Didn't like it. However, I do love me some Michael Keaton, and I think he's going to be my one night stand because I could just imagine a wild night of hard
He
drugs
sleeps
and
upside
alcohol.
down. Yeah,
Hard
imagine
drugs.
that.
and
Hard
alcohol.
drugs and alcohol in Hollywood with that
Yeah.
guy. Like Michael
Yeah.
Keaton knows
You're right.
where to get that good.
He sleeps upside down, Wilson.
Christian
Like-
Bale, I'm okay with that. When you're that fucked up,
You're
who cares?
marrying
That-
Christian
that
Bale?
would be more
Wait,
exciting. Shit.
You're marrying Christian Bale?
Yeah, 100%.
You're signing up for a lifetime of fucking like grumpiness and misery and like
True.
boredom. Man, that
Have you
dude,
seen that face?
you don't even
He's
leave
the
the
second
fucking
gorgeous-
mansion.
He is the second most gorgeous man to ever grace this planet.
We're
You
not
seen that
talking about
jaw
Christian Bale.
structure?
We're talking about Christian Bale Batman.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
so-
Yeah, he's gorgeous. Absolutely.
Oh man,
It's beautiful. I would take him home to
strongly
mom.
disagree.
We'll
I would
see you
take-
on Dr. Phil, Wilson.
Again?
I just can't get him to talk to me, Doc.
And when he does,
Again?
he's like, Where's the fucking pancakes? How come you don't make fucking dinner for me anymore?
Don't make me go back on Dr. Phil.
How come you don't like butt sex anymore?
I happen to respond well to.
Why you gotta talk like that all the time?
I told you that fucking voice.
Because he's Batman.
All right, last one. Last one is the scumbag edition.
God.
Marry, fuck, or kill Jared from Subway, Bill Cosby, or Ajit Pai. Everybody know who Ajit Pai is? He's the chairman of
Net
the FCC,
neutrality scumbag.
Yeah, basically got rid of net
I know the
neutrality.
answer to this one.
Okay, talk to me.
You marry Ajit Pai because in a marriage that's compromising, you might be able to talk to this asshole and get him to change his mind on net neutrality.
All right. Okay.
You fuck Bill Cosby because at least he was fucking adults.
All right.
Kill
So you're
Jared
basically taking one for the team.
molesting children. Boom! Drop the mic.
I mean, fuck, that's pretty good.
That's pretty solid,
That's some
man.
solid logic right there.
Hard to argue those facts.
Yeah, you're right about the whole Bill Cosby thing, and you probably could. I would marry Ajit to just murder him in his sleep later, anyway. And then Bill Cosby. God, I love you, man, but yeah, you screwed up too, and you definitely killed Jared. So yeah, I'd have to marry Bill Cosby. Take the picture of the pudding with the Kodak film, and then you send it in. Man, remember those days?
All right.
Damn.
I'm going to marry Bill Cosby, and I'm going to make his life a living hell.
Wrinkly
I'm
balls.
fucking Jared, and that's going to be a night from hell. I'm going to do some dirty fucking things to Jared.
Power top.
And then Ajit Pai, he's got to go. Because he's not fucking kids or fucking drugged women. He's fucking everybody. Everybody.
He's fucking the future.
He's fucking the future. But basically, all three of these should be killed.
Yeah, heavy metal mama asked if she can opt out of this one, and I totally understand.
Absolutely.
I don't know the depravity of Briar's mind coming up with that one.
I'm surprised you opted into any of them.
I'm a Revolver host. I'm bound by obligation to answer this shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I think you have the best answer to that question.
I agree. Thank you for carrying that one, because I was like, ooh, delicate. Delicate.
So rolling on to the next topic, and I think this is going to spark some real conversations in the comments here on Twitch and even on YouTube.
Yeah.
Could
and,
you convince
after the show, when we're talking to our wives?
Yeah, it's gonna spark a serious conversation because mine's watching live. Could you convince your spouse to be a sister wife or a brother husband? Okay, so do you think you can convince your spouse to allow another person in the relationship? The new spouse would be entitled to all aspects of the relationship and all the same as the original spouse. Is your game good enough to convince your spouse to be a polygamist?
So, no. The answer is no. But the more interesting question to me is, you're forced to do it. How do you go about it? Right?
Wow.
Like, you've got to do it.
If you would have asked me this question when I was 18, I would have said, oh, yeah, I got this in the bag.
Reality now, huh?
Two wives.
Yeah.
Now, growing up and realizing how big of a pain in the ass I am to one of them, it would be an absolute nightmare.
But you could be a pleasure in the ass to two if you do it the right thing.
Like,
You can't optimist.
Do you know how much work it is to be married? Do you really want to be married twice? Fuck no.
Okay, so if
Right,
you absolutely had to convince your spouse,
life or
or
death
at least
situation.
life or death. Okay, I would explain to them that the love that I have for you is more than it could ever be for another woman, and so it's spilling out. I have so much love for you that it's spilling out of you. It's over on the sofa. It's on the table. It's love everywhere. And I want to find a place where I can direct all this extra residual love that's been piling up for the last 9 years. So I met this girl named Susie. I was at Waffle House. She was an employee there. And she came and sat down and she started talking to me. And she said she saw us come in a few times and she's very attractive. She looks just like you. Very attractive. And she asked me how I would feel about us bringing another person into our relationship to fill it out, to complete it, to make it as it's intended to be. Someone to lighten your load. You don't like doing laundry? Taken care of. A person who can make the kids dinner on nights that you don't, on nights that I smack you on the ass and you don't feel like rolling over. Hey, taken care of. And this is a place that will complete me and allow me to direct this residual love that's filled it's in the backyard to direct it to somebody else and do what God has ordained me to do. How do you feel about it? That's my argument. If I'm dead, I'm dead.
I think you're fucked. I think you're fucked. I know Kate is in chat right now. Kate, give us the verdict. Kate, give us the verdict. What do you think about that argument? Because I'm not convinced. And I'm on Beastly's side here.
yeah, I'm really rooting for the guy.
Man, I gotta try.
I'm literally, I understand that it's a life and death situation, and I've got to make my own argument in the same direction. And I feel like Beastly did not even convince me.
Yeah, I'm like, I root for the underdog here, and you are definitely the underdog, and you're making it hard.
Here's a better question.
Peanut says, "You ask me this question once a month."
I say no every time.
Damn it, Kate! You got to put that information out there and shit. We on the internet. So, what do you think you could, if you had access to anything on this planet, any amount of money, any physical property, what do you think you could use as a ploy to get your spouse to potentially do this?
Money ain't going to do it for me. There's no way. No. Money's not going to be a factor for me. There's just no way my wife's going to handle it. But what if I approached it? Look, you don't like going out. I like going out. What if I had a going out wife and a staying at home wife? So we could be married at home, and then once or twice a week I go out with my going out wife. No, I'm still fucked.
Right. The shit you just did was worse than what I fucking did.
There's no way. Like,
at least
this
I
is
tried
not
to
fucking happening.
So my approach.
Yeah, okay.
And this is really hard for me because I've never even considered this because I love my waifu. She's amazing. She's the best. You're watching. And I would have to say I am a full-grown man-child. Wherever I walk, a mess just happens. The house gets cleaned. I walk through. There's a tornado behind me. It just it runs in the family. All right. So my ploy would be if I had a second wife, I could take the Ragnar approach from Vikings and just have one as a slave, basically, to do all of my chores and tone down this tornado of a mess that seems to happen every time.
Is she like a slave to your first wife too?
Ooh. Say that again. What's that?
Is she like a slave to your first wife too?
Yes, 100%.
It would have to be.
I feel like that's how you sell it right there.
Like I'm gonna tell her right then and there, like you're the alpha wife.
Alpha wife. Yeah, you get to be the alpha wife, and you get a beta wife. So you get to choose what her role in this relationship is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what if these wives like?
I feel like that works until you go to fuck her. Until you go to fuck the beta, and then it's all fucked. It's all over right there.
You come back to bed. There's glass in the bed, knives on the dresser.
I'm still getting a black eye.
On the show Sister Wives, this guy has, I think, 5 wives, and they all live in different homes, like in the same neighborhood, and he spends one day with each wife throughout the week. He has like 28, 29 kids. And I mean, if a woman's gonna, it's true, it really happened. You know, polygamous is real. Polygamy is a real.
It's called
real
Utah.
Utah.
Mormon capital.
I don't know. You know, and I told you guys pre-show, we kind of laughed about this thing. There's no amount of money that I could ever throw at Kate for her to agree to it. No. Kate doesn't even like when there's a movie on TV and a woman, like, her titties flash across the screen. She looks like I'm looking at a man. Like, if I saw a guy just grab his ball sack on the screen, I go, fuck. Kate, she does that when she sees women. So she wouldn't be able to handle it. Another woman, me giving her the high heart at nighttime, 3-4 nights a week, 5 nights a week. I had to visit both wives every night. because I got to get it in. But
That's a week, obviously.
at least.
Listen, all I'm saying is that my wife is plenty enough for one man, and I'm happy to have her. I feel lucky every day.
Thanks for watching, Miss Briar.
Hey, this is a ridiculous question. I don't know even why it was brought up.
The truth of the matter
That's
is,
all I'm saying. That's
this
all I'm
topic was
putting.
secretly
I'm going to put
Wilson's
my
topic.
foot down.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, man, this has never even crossed my mind before. How I would try to even talk her into that. This is like foreign thinking to me. This is like trying to invent the light bulb before the light bulb.
Wasn't this your question,
I mean,
Wilson?
yeah, there are probably a ton of benefits to having an extra wife. I mean, say for instance,
all I see are downsides.
it can't be downsides because look, if one's mad at you, you go to the other one to
Yeah.
be comfort.
No,
You know, if-
no, that's not how women work. They get mad in packs.
Mm.
When
You're
one
right
of them
about
thinks
that.
you're an asshole, all of them think you're an asshole.
Mhm. I
At the
agree.
same time. Well, it's secretly a dream that we all have. And I guess I'll stop asking every month. I love you, Kate.
All right, what's the
Start
next
asking
one? That was a
once
good
a
one, though.
season.
Beasley, that was fun.
Yeah, maybe start asking once a season.
Once a season.
Yeah, bi-monthly.
It's been a fortnight, Kate. All right, so the next topic is Revolver shoutouts, and this is Wilson's idea, and I think it's really cool because it's been kind of sitting, waiting for us to release it like the Kraken.
Mm.
Later,
Now
Rick
that
Wilson.
Gary's not here.
Yeah,
why
Gary
don't we
always
do this
stops people
topic?
from putting their topics in. No, I don't like that. No, it's not
No,
good enough.
No,
It's
you're an
topic
asshole,
block.
and you're an idiot, and I don't want your topic in here.
First thing he does is he joins in. His hair
Yeah.
is a mess. It's
Mhm.
visually unstimulating.
Imagine
Mhm.
And he
flock of
goes-
seagulls, right? You know the band
Yeah.
Flock of Seagulls, but like even bigger.
Yeah. And he jumps in. The first thing he says is, right, which one of your stupid topics
Yeah,
am I going to get rid of today?
And then he
so
says,
it's really too.
"And why did Wilson draw a dick in the topics?"
Listen, man, another dick. I got a problem, man.
We love you, Gary. It's all like he's
Alright.
fucking here.
So, again, this one's kind of been on the back burner for a minute. Revolver shoutouts. When you're not creating content, gaming, busy with real life, and you're just looking to relax on YouTube and Twitch, what are some of your favorite channels to frequent and why? So, whether that's YouTube, Twitch, Vimeo, wherever the hell people are uploading content to, it doesn't matter. Pornhub, whatever. What are some of the channels that you want to shout out because you watch them and you truly enjoy their content? So, like, for me, on the Twitch side, one of my favorite streamers when Briar's not streaming and I'm not hanging out with Briar, Mr. Moon's House. Not Moon that plays Overwatch. This is Mr. Moon's House on Twitch. This guy has the potential to be one of the biggest streamers I've ever seen and could fucking care less about it. It does not care. Never sticks to his schedule. And I'll give you a little bit of insight as to why. So what he likes to play are open world games, and he likes to. I've talked about these guys before. This is the role play crew. These are the guys that pick a character, stick to that character, and come up with some of the most on the fly improv, hilarious situations in Grand Theft Auto, Miscreated, DayZ, Rust. I mean, any of these open world games, back in the old Reign of Kings days, or Life is Feudal before it became an MMO. He is genius. He has made his, you know how every streamer kind of has their thing, their shtick or whatever you want to call it. You know, his is just being a jokative asshole to his chat. Like, they love any sort of attention that they can get from him, even if it's negative attention. And he is not afraid to fuck with his chat, like, at all. Like, he trolls his chat so hard. And he's very entertaining. He's a cool guy when he streams. And he knows it. That's what every time he talks about streaming, he's like, I'll probably be on this weekend. And there's a couple thousand people spamming moon promises in his chat. Like, really funny stuff. Part of that crew, it's called The Household. You've got Classy Packs, Thaddeus. You've got Mr. Moon's brother, Dimitri's photography. All these guys play together and mesh really well in these role play scenarios. They all did Star Trek Bridge Crew and role played it. So they took, like the captain was Moon. He just took his job way too serious, was a complete asshole to everyone. And he kept looking over at the NPC, Rebecca, who was supposed to be like O'Hare or Horror, whatever her name is. And he kept, her name's Rebecca, and he kept going, psst, and he was waving with his hand. He was like, Rebecca. And he was like trying to call it. And she's just an NPC, you know what I mean? Like she can't respond to him. And they showed up to they came out of warp speed or whatever. And Rebecca got on the comms and she's like, there's 6 Klingon ships, what are they doing out here? And he's like, they're about to get fucked, Rebecca. You're about to see how daddy works. Like all this shit as a captain, you know what I mean? Like just some of the funniest shit ever, man. These guys are just gold and they do it all on the fly. Like sure, they might, they set up like a premises behind their character, you know what I mean? That has a backstory. And then everything else is just improv for the whole night. And he does a really good job of balancing chat and improv. They also do a podcast every other Friday called The Household Podcast, where they focus on Twitch, YouTube, and just like role play news with games and stuff. Fantastic. And lastly, I would like to shout out Pat Contry and Ian Ferguson on the CU podcast for Completely Unnecessary Podcast. Pat, the NES Punk, has a pretty big YouTube channel where he mostly covers retro stuff, but he is one of the top gaming podcasts out there right now, and they have some fantastic content. So those are my shout outs.
Well, I may have mentioned earlier, I don't really follow tons of people, especially on Twitch. I think the only people I do follow on Twitch are Briar, the Kind of Funny guys, and that's probably it. I'm just not. I guess I'm too old. Maybe I just gotta dig my feet in and start looking around. On YouTube, I've followed quite a few video game channels for years. Review Tech USA, The Red Dragon, Rooster Teeth. I did follow IGN for years, and then all that. I don't know what happened with them. I just kind of got fed up with the feel of the channel. To me, it lost a little bit of its the realness of it, and it just felt so. What's the term? It was just the production. It felt like such a production, and it lost for me what it was years ago when they first came out, because I remember when IGN first came out. But in my spare time when I'm not gaming, I watch InfoWars. I watch H.A. Goodman, C. Irvana, these channels on YouTube that are kind of getting into alternate news or things that is going on that's not really reported in the mainstream media, and for me,
things that aren't going on, and they're just making shit up.
Possibly, yeah. That's a possibility, too. But for me, it's like I want to get as much information as possible. You watch
Joe Rogan podcast?
Of course.
That is a fantastic podcast.
Rogan podcast is probably it's my favorite podcast,
pinnacle,
probably on earth,
in my opinion. The open-mindedness and the critical. He's very critical and he's very open at the same time, and he does not like to report bullshit. Like if he thinks you even have a hint of bullshit in his interview, he will politely call you out on it. But like he's so down to earth that he's underground, in my opinion. Like he's so relatable. Joe Rogan is a guy you could have a beer with.
Yeah,
100%. Like
he is.
Fantastic podcast.
I also am a big fan of Colin Moriarty. So Colin's Last Stand is something that I really like to follow and learn as much as I can about history and politics, because he's really big into that. And for me, that's probably my inner circle. The conspiracy theories, the conspiracy theorists, smaller video game channels, H.A. Goodman. Those are kind of where I float around at on the internet. Go ahead.
I was to say I got a recommendation for you, man. It's called Secure Team 10 on YouTube. Secure Team 10. It's a lot of ufology type stuff, and the kid is extremely well. He definitely doesn't. You see a lot of UFO channels posting very questionably fake videos just to have content to report. This kid's
subscribed.
This kid's got 1.5 million subscribers. Gets millions of emails, every month about, with video and, all this stuff, and video of UFOs and other strange phenomenon, and he reports on it really well. So check it out, man. I think you'd like that.
Yeah, that's really what I'm into. I'll also listen to like Corpse Husband and some of these channels that do a lot of narration of horror stories and things like that from Reddit. They'll narrate the story, and I'm driving to work. I love to listen to that kind of stuff. Anything Goes with Lex Wall is one of my favorite podcasts. I've been listening to that for years. I've been listening to him probably since 2012, and he has a podcast that comes out once a month where he goes for about an hour and a half. People submit their stories in writing, and he narrates it over instrumentals that he makes to go to it.
That's cool.
And anything Ghost is really awesome. It's very, very creepy. Whenever I
miss
drive,
the old Coast to Coast, man.
Oh, man, me too.
Art Bell, someone would call in and be like, "I think I'm a werewolf," and he'd go, "Oh my, tell me more."
Yeah.
Tell me more. He'd never be like, "Bullshit," click. You know what I mean? He'd always hear the crazy motherfucker, "I think I'm a werewolf. Tell me more."
Yeah, I mean, there was a guy who called in years ago and told him that he was a part of top secret. He had top secret information about UFOs and that they were not what people thought they were, and that they were interdimensional. I know you probably heard the call. I've been listening to Coast for years.
Really? Me. No, I'm kidding.
You don't believe these assholes, do you?
I'm not closed-minded, Briar. Look,
No.
I don't think everybody's telling the truth.
Okay,
but I don't think everybody's
between
a liar
being
either.
closed-minded and being like gullible.
Well,
Like there's a gray area between those two
You gotta ask
things.
yourself, though, what does this person have to gain from doing this?
I don't know. Like, why do people fucking like tell you bullshit all the time? I mean, people are
Because
telling you
there's
bullshit
something
all
to
the time.
gain from it.
Look, hold on.
The
Not
reason why
always.
people hear me out. The reason why, and it doesn't always have to be a physical, tangible thing. If
So
you,
you
lie
think
to
that guy was
someone
actually a werewolf?
no, 100%. That guy was fucking full of shit. Anyway,
So
I'll tell you why. Because werewolves don't fucking exist. That's why. All right.
Wow.
Now,
that's a firm stance on the
secondly,
anti-werewolf.
back to the lie thing. The reason why there's always something to gain behind a lie, and it doesn't always have to be something tangible, is because there's always a reason to lie. Why didn't you go out to dinner with us? Oh, something really important family related came up. You lied to get out of it.
Mhm.
That's something to gain from it. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
or you lie to hurt someone's feelings because you get off on that shit. I don't know. There's always something to gain from lying, in my opinion.
Let me just say this
Wait a
real
minute.
quick.
Like, you didn't explain to me like what the difference is between a guy who thinks he's a werewolf and a guy who thinks he's got like some massive government conspiracy.
So hear me out. There's definitely people that you can look at and can tell are full of shit. And you have to ask yourself with some people, what does a person have to gain
in the situation.
coming on and basically being ridiculed like an asshole?
Yeah.
I think
So what's the difference, though? Yeah,
I think 99% of stories are bullshit, and people just like to lie and bullshit and troll because that's what people do. But there are a percentage of stories that don't fucking add up. You look at that.
I don't
that
think
footage-
Art Bell is fucking the filter
out.
for that.
Now, Art Bell was just an outlet. That's
He
entertainment.
was the outlet,
you know?
yeah. And
It's
people will
cool
come
to
on and tell their
wonder.
stories.
It's cool to imagine that we don't have everything fucking figured out like we think we do, because we don't.
No,
let's be real.
I've been wanting to say this for a second. Let me just get this out. Briar, you know me now for God damn it, almost 5 years. And over the years, I may have mentioned it to you guys briefly, some of the stuff that happened to me growing up. And I mentioned it, I maybe have mentioned it 2 years ago, and then I quickly get off the subject because I don't like the ridicule. Everybody isn't crazy. And sometimes things happen that are so outside of the realm of normality that there is no other explanation. There were things that happened to me and my family when I was young that the entire
told those
family.
stories here on the show.
No, I haven't. But there are things
we
that
did for
happen.
Halloween. You shared with us on Halloween a certain story about what happened to you back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, 339 Noble in Akron, Ohio is a house where a lot of shit happened, and I don't talk about a lot of it because if someone told me the same story, I'd say you're fucking crazy. I'd be just like Brian. I'd say,
Look,
you're
here's the
fucking
thing.
insane.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't discount people's experiences and their viewpoints. However, when Alex Jones comes on telling people how to vote and his reasons for voting this way are because the lizard people are fucking taking
I'm
over the
100%
earth.
with you there.
I'm like, this is fucking complete bullshit, and he's giving people bad advice and creating a bad outcome.
I agree.
Okay, so
I agree with that.
That is the reason why I get critical about this stuff is because it's
there's some
completely
bad
harmless to me. If people want to explore UFOs and like geek out about it, or ghost stories and geek out about it, but as soon as you got some asshole creating a situation where he's giving advice based on completely made up bullshit,
based on bullshit,
then I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, and he needs to be called out.
There's a difference between the Pentagon releasing some incredible footage, also acknowledging how much money they spent on a project for UFOs, and then having the pilot come forward and do multiple interviews. That was the guy behind the camera about that released footage. You know what I mean? There's a difference between influential liars and people who just want to get a story out there. You know what I mean? And I feel like somebody like Alex Jones is in a very influential position, and some of the stuff, a lot of the things that he says should be ridiculed.
I think that man uses his influence for his own personal gain, and
I don't think he believes half the shit he says.
No, I don't think so either. I think he makes shit up, and he's like, "This is gonna help me sell fucking like buckets of fucking food that'll last for 50 years."
Yeah, I don't like that shit. To me, that's a total scam. For me, the times that I do hear a gem of truth on his show, I'll focus on that. It's usually a guest will come on.
I don't think there are gems of truth on his show because even if there are, it's buried between 99.9% bullshit and a whole bunch of marketing that is trying to get you to buy his bullshit and vote for his bullshit and do his bullshit that I don't feel like should be supported in any way. Yeah, there are other ways of getting like real facts out there. If you got a fucking made up story about fucking Roswell in 1942, then you're gonna have a hard time selling it. But if you got fucking facts and you got evidence and you're a fucking respectable individual and you haven't been doing fucking crack for the last 15 years, then your story is gonna end up on fucking Alex Jones because that's the only motherfucker who's gonna buy it.
It was 1947, by the way.
My bad.
42. Where was you at in 1947? Look, I think we can all agree there, and we could probably leave the Alex Jones thing where it is. I'm not a huge Alex Jones fan. A lot of the times I feel exactly like you, Briar. I hear a person come on, do an interview, and then you hear Alex, come on, buy these because at the end of the world, when it's all going to end, you're going to need to be fit. You're going to need real food and real water. And you're like,
says the man who is at least 100 pounds overweight.
He's a fearmonger.
He's a fearmonger. Yeah, it's the truth.
I don't buy into the fearmonger shit. I don't buy into the, this year some person said that, a Mayan calendar dictates that shit's going to happen.
2012.
We don't fucking know when that's going to happen. Nobody knows. Even some of the smartest entities from millions of years away don't know. But
here's a perfect example. I have a friend at work who works with me, and something happened involving politics a couple days ago, and I brought him into my office. And I said, you got to hear what's going on with this 4-page memo. And so the person who had come onto the channel, which happened to be Fox News, started to talk. And then the camera switched over and showed Hannity listening. And my friend said, oh, this is Hannity? Man, anything on this show is a lie. I said, no. I said, the person here is a senator.
But basically, he set that expectation up for himself. When he talks about all sorts of stupid bullshit, and he's making news stories up, and he's talking craziness, he's setting up an expectation for... Of course, I'm not going to believe him if he's got real shit.
Well, I don't believe that at all. We're on the opposite side there.
No, that's hard to. I think what he's saying is when you have such radically wild, obvious, bogus stories, it's hard to take what
if the guy actually gets
a real story serious.
If he actually gets the truth, nobody's going to fucking believe him because he's the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who believe that he's a disinformationist, that he's doing that type of stuff on purpose. We're not going to get into that. But here's the last thing I'm going to say about Alex Jones. And I think we should leave the Alex Jones thing.
Look at his eyes.
Alex Jones the problem with Alex Jones is he doesn't have a friend with him when he's on his rants. He's usually by himself, and he doesn't have a friend to say, stop. First of all, you can't say stuff like that. And secondly, what is your proof with said allegations? The only time that dude has remotely made any sense to me was when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and Joe Rogan will be like, hey, you can't say that shit, bro.
Like, him a couple of times.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem with people like that.
Well, he checked him with every story, and not once did Alex Jones come up with proof to back up what he was saying when he was on that podcast.
Well, plus they got him high and drunk, which is like the fucking worst
really
thing you could fucking do when you're talking about.
I would strongly disagree. If you want to know what somebody's really about,
you pour me a drink and we smoke a doobie, man. We talk about aliens. Sit the fuck down, because we're gonna be there.
All right, I haven't talked about my favorite YouTubers and Twitch streamers yet. So Twitch is fucking weird for me. Is I don't actually watch that much Twitch because I'm either doing when I'm like during the day I'm doing two things. I'm either trying to do YouTube content, getting my Twitch stream ready. I'm doing something during the day, and then in the afternoon I'm streaming. So I don't actually get to watch that much Twitch during the day. If I do have time, I'll pretty much keep it in the Destiny directory, but I'll kind of move it around. Like I like to see what the tenor of the Destiny community is, and I don't normally like to sit on one person for like multiple days at a time. But at night, I'm gonna be completely honest. I like to watch Tefty Teft. Tefty Tefty's got a relaxing voice. Usually at nighttime, that's kind of I'm in the mood I'm in. I want to chill. I'm going to bed. Like Tefty Teft is just perfect. Like chill out and like fucking it's bedtime kind of thing for me. So I really like Tefty Teft on
I love
Twitch.
Tefty. The voice, the beard.
Yeah, he's just fucking chilling. He's fun.
He's down to earth.
Yeah, he's literally the Twitch streamer I watch the most. YouTube is different. I'm all over the place on YouTube. I like watching hardware reviews by like Gamers Nexus for PC stuff. I'll watch YouTube video game reviews about games I'm looking for from Skill Up, who I just actually recently became aware of. I like watching documentaries on YouTube. I just actually became aware of what's this guy's name? He used to work for GameStop. I was just talking to you about him, Wilson.
Yeah.
No Clip. It's a YouTube channel called No Clip. It was created by I can't remember the guy's name, but unbelievable documentaries he does about gaming. He did a great documentary about Doom 2016, where he actually got like crazy access to id, the software developers. He's got a 6-part documentary about Witcher and the development of CD Projekt Red. Very interesting stuff.
That's what I heard you talking about when I joined the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Just subscribe to him.
I subscribe to somebody based off of like one video, and then a lot of times they'll lose me along the way, is because they're always talking about the same shit, and I just get bored fast. I could never be subscribed to me, to be honest with you.
Really?
No, because I talk about Destiny too much, and I'm either playing Destiny and I'm involved in Destiny and I'm like learning this shit for myself. Maybe I'll get into say a data. Like I'd get into a data video because I wanted to know like how do I do the Vault of Glass, but then like his next 7 videos are about the Vault of Glass. I'm like, I'm not interested in this anymore. Now I want to know about this, and this, and this, or like I feel like I have a mastery on Destiny. ADD. Yeah, I've got ADD. Like that's what it is. Like YouTube to me, the search bar is the most used part of YouTube.
Same here.
Like I want to know, okay, what's the best way to paint this cabinet? Okay, great. Okay, what's the best way
How do you cook a squirrel?
I can honestly say I don't know how to cook a squirrel. And if I was going to cook a squirrel, I would definitely check out the Beastly Gamer channel.
I heard it was Squirrel Appreciation Day. Is that true, Chad?
Yes.
Is that true? That's legit Squirrel Appreciation Day. Have you appreciated the squirrel today, Beastly?
Yeah, I can still remember the taste. It's very distinct.
I appreciated the savory taste of that squirrel.
Briar, your wife posts some really beautiful pictures of squirrels and cats and dogs together. Yes. And Kate's like, how the hell is she getting these squirrels in her house to like lay down with her cat or her dog to take these pictures? I said, I don't know. She's like the squirrel whisperer.
She's a fucking whisperer.
Yeah, she's a fucking whisperer. You got that
right. My wife and one of my kids too is the same way. It's like they just have a way with fucking animals.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Was that a wild squirrel that she had?
Yeah, that was a wild fucking squirrel.
How the hell? That's insane.
I wouldn't even fucking touch a wild squirrel.
Yeah, man, those teeth can fuck you up.
They're adorable. Yeah. You wouldn't pick one up and have it sit there all.
Yeah.
They don't really do that. I don't know what this is.
Sometimes it's scary grabbing a hamster. Man.
It's got fucking like lice and bed bug. Who knows the fuck? What are you going to do with that squirrel?
Just take the skin off, Briar.
It's horrible.
I certainly wouldn't fucking eat it.
Another thing that I just thought about. There's a YouTube channel that I'm clinically addicted to. It's called Criminally Listed, and you have to watch one of the videos. I'm kind of a morbid person, and I like to hear these unsolved mysteries about people being abducted or murdered, or I'm really crazy like that. And the way that this narrator does these stories, the video is usually about 10 or 11 minutes, and they focus on 2 or 3 different situations of maybe babysitter disappearances or a person who disappeared at a lake or a body found here. It's called Criminally Listed, and they use the exact same music for each video, and it's like a drug. Once you start hearing the music come on and you hear this guy talk, the way that he enunciates his words is like he's halfway asleep and he's talking like this, but it's so different compared to every other video. I'm also subscribed to other channels like that, but if you guys like that kind of stuff, if you're morbid like me, Criminally Listed on YouTube is a great channel.
So it's like a new Unsolved Mysteries?
It's very similar,
but
it's
that show, man.
It can get kind of depressing though. If you
like
watch
Rescue
a lot
911, remember that one? Rescue 911, Unsolved Mysteries. I still remember the phone number.
I think you're thinking Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, actually. If I remember correctly.
I remember that.
Sightings is pretty good too. Sightings is pretty good.
No, check it out. 1-800-876-5353 was the old Unsolved Mysteries phone number.
Come on, dial that number. It says, "Thank you for calling the 1996 line."
It's in service right now. And
I think call it 1986. I'm sorry, we're not available right now.
We have iPhones now.
I think it's a like a prank number now. Like you call it and it's like, oh, you call this creepy, mysterious number. And that's the old fucking Unsolved Mysteries phone number.
If you'd like to leave a message, it's too fucking bad because answering machines haven't been invented yet.
Dude, answering machines. We should have a nostalgic, remember episode.
As long as Thundercats and He-Man win something, I'll be. Who's better, guys?
Even like a decides, just a nostalgia episode. It'd be dope.
That'd be beautiful, man.
Or we just talk about dope shit from when we were kids.
I'm so old.
How descriptive is that? We just talk about dope shit.
Yeah.
Dope shit. That was basically the idea for this podcast.
Yeah.
Just bring something you want to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll talk about dope shit.
All right, so Wilson, I got the Unsolved Mysteries number here up. What did you say that number was?
1-800-876-5353.
Damn, you nailed it. You must have watched that shit a lot.
Call it
now, Briar.
See what this
better not get me on some kind of fucking list.
Here, let me do it then, because I'm already on a couple lists. Hold on.
All right, yeah, you're right.
It says if you call the tip line for Unsolved Mysteries, there's a weird growling sound like a panther.
Yeah.
Phone service on this number has been suspended. Your call is now being disconnected. I'm sorry.
That's pretty uneventful.
Wow.
That was unclimatic.
Damn.
Climatic?
I think Alex Jones has gotten to the 911 emergency.
Climatic is like really hot day.
The turning the frogs gay.
The gay frogs have disconnected.
The chemical tests that they're doing are turning the frogs gay.
The globalists. It's all about globalists. He talks about the globalists.
I said we were over him. My bad.
He's a fun guy to talk about, man. And this is a very fun episode.
This is a great episode.
In the spirit of Gary Diaz, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I'm not going to do his ad read for Bag
Nobody can do that like Gary can.
We worked in with Lunchables a little bit. You know what I mean? I did say to our sponsor, I was trying to hook him up with another sponsor. So, we did shout him out.
Yeah. You guys definitely check out bagadicks.com, place your order, and use coupon code Revolver Live to get a discount on your purchase. Get those dicks and send them to those chicks or guys.
Right. You know what's coming up? Valentine's
Day. Nothing says I love you like a bag of dicks.
That's right.
If I got a bag of dicks, I'd be like, that's a keeper.
That's a keeper. That's a keeper.
Honestly, guys, do you know anyone in your entire life that sent someone a bag of dicks before? People say it all the time. Man, go eat a bag of dicks. To give someone that option in real life is something more magical than words can convey.
I feel like it's universal too. You can give it to somebody you love. You can give it to somebody you hate.
Yeah, and they get it.
They get it.
Someone you
They
love
get
and hate.
You know,
right? You give it to a friend of me.
Yeah.
You know, I hate you, so I'm giving you a bag of dicks. But I also love you, so they're made out of candy.
That's so great. That is so great. Oh my god. And for anyone who'd like to contact Gary Diaz, please do so on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Let him know if he was missed. Let him know if we had more fun without him, and let him know when you'd like him back. As I said earlier today, he is rescuing cats in the UK. They're called Skeksis.
Can I tell you what I think really happened?
What happened?
I think he bought a fake bullshit knockoff UK Lunchable and ate it early and couldn't handle it.
Sending pictures
like a bitch.
He did actually send us pictures on Twitter of a knockoff UK Lunchable.
That may have said Lunchable on it, but
that was no Lunchable. That was not
healthy.
The bread's hard now. It feels like
that was not USDA grade A Lunchable. Has USDA actually had any input on the Lunchable?
It's best not to look at that, Briar. Briar, it's
damn.
Put that down.
I want you all to check out the ingredients list.
That's extensive.
That's a long fucking list right there. Holy
Nowhere on it does it
smokes.
say chicken.
That's just for
wow.
Feels so bad.
I don't know. I feel closer. I feel like you guys were enlightened today. You're woke to the Lunchable.
You know what, Wilson?
Now.
We got red pill today.
Yeah, hashtag woke.
Woke. Red pill Lunchable.
And make sure you guys let us know on Twitter what your favorite Lunchables were. We've been getting a lot of tweets from a lot of you guys recently, and they've been absolutely hilarious, and we love it. So thank you very much. And if you guys do want to tweet me out, that's Ryu Wilson. That's RYU Wilson on Twitter.
Oh, I fucked up. I didn't even realize there was actually 2 different sauces in my
you done fucked
Lunchable.
up, Briar.
One of them was ketchup with starch added.
Can you open that? Can I look at that? Actually, can you open that? I want to see what color it has compared to that barbecue sauce. I'm guessing a maroon.
Both hands in front of the camera, Wilson. Both hands in front of the camera.
All right, you tell me. Ketchup? Which one's which?
I think they both used to be ketchup and barbecue sauce.
But new ketchup? Old ketchup.
They've evolved into some sort of condiment that I'm not too quite fond of looking at.
It's really weird, though. You know, this has been sitting here for about an hour, and the bread is toasted now. It's like you don't need a toaster if you buy these sandwiches.
It's the magic of
minutes.
It's the magic of Lunchables, man.
I don't even want to look at the ingredients, Briar.
No, I don't think it's probably a good idea. Thank you guys for watching this week. Make sure you go and follow Wilson over on, is it still Wilson 309 or have you permanently changed it to Hanzo 309?
Well, no, it's at Ryu Wilson, but it's
at Ryu Wilson.
Yeah.
Does anyone know Ryu's last name from Ninja Gaiden?
Hanzo?
Wilson.
Hayabusa. Continue.
Hayabusa.
Bless you. Beasley, don't forget to check out Beasley's YouTube channel. He promises he'll make a video someday soon.
I swear.
And follow him at the Beasley Gamer. It's at the Beasley Gamer, right?
At Beasley __ gamer.
There's 2 underscores?
I couldn't just settle for one. It's like a Pringle.
So special. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See you guys.